Hello, this is the RT-6 spy transmitter used by the CIA back in the early 50s. It's a CW only transmitter and it puts out about 3 to 4 watts. It has a straight key that folds up into the transmitter. It has a oscillator adjustment control here to peak your oscillator, an indicator here. This and this control are for adjusting your loading to match your antenna, and a 100-foot wire is recommended as the basic antenna. We have a 50 ohm dummy load connected to it at this time. The connector is just a push-in thing here. You push the pin in, stick the wire in, and release, and that holds it. So I've arranged a coax connector here, and that goes to a power meter and a dummy load. Got a crystal jack here for your crystal. The frequency range on these is from 3 to 16.5 megacycles. Right now we've got it set on the 7 to 16.5 megacycle range on both these switches. So there's two switch positions, 3 to 7 and 3 to 7 and 7.5 to 16.5, and same up here. This is where the power for the transmitter is fed in. This unit here is a combination regulator and filter. There originally was a power supply that came with this unit, and that supplied unfiltered DC at 400 volts and AC for the filament, and that fed into a jack right here. However, that power supply was not designed correctly. It used a 6x4 rectifier, and they were putting 810 volts on those plates, and the rectifier tube wouldn't last but a very short time. So what I've done on this one is this little storage area here, this lifts up. This was where you could store the AC cord, and all I did was put a transformer in here to supply the power. This is a 300 volt secondary, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but down in this area is a full wave bridge rectifier. I installed an AC power switch and a fuse right here, 1.5 amp fuse, and the rest of it is has not changed. I did replace the gigantic filter capacitors, which took up half this box. I replaced those with modern electrolytics, so very easily was able to fit all this in here. The power cord is a 3-prong grounded power cord for safety, and this is the feed through. This used to be a jack here, and we simply replaced it with a power cord. Also, here is an output for the matching receiver if you happen to have it, and it still functions. Available here is 90 volts regulated DC and 6.3 volts for the filament of your receiver. Inside here are two regulator tubes, and all the tubes are very, very small. They're very sub-miniature regulator tubes, and if you look carefully you can see an orange glow in there where they are functioning. So coming out of the power supply is 140 volts regulated for the oscillator oscillator screen, and 400 volts for the plates, and 6.3 volts for the filaments. Then also here on the transmitter is an output for your receiving antenna. So there's a relay in here, and when you hit the key, the relay switches from switches the antenna from the transmitter to the receiver. And that works very smoothly, and in fact they say in the manual that it can handle up to 60 words a minute. And I'm sure it's very easy to send 60 words a minute on this key, but it can be done. According to that. Now, so I've got a Drake 2B setting here, and I'm picking up the frequency of 7047. That's the frequency of that crystal. And as you can see here, we get a little light bulb indicator. And to tune this up, you simply hold the key down and adjust your oscillator for maximum brilliance of this, and then adjust you know, this right here for let's see if I can do that with one hand. And you can see it kind of changes brilliance there as you adjust it. And if we can see the watt meter up here, alright, it's going up to about 4 watts, which according to my calculations, you know, I think it's input power may be as much as 8 or 10 watts. And I think the tank circuit in this thing, the matching circuit, is designed for that 100-foot wire. And if you had a 100-foot wire, that would be voltage fed, and this little indicator right here, this neon bulb, would probably light. But we're using a high current source, and this light bulb, this is just an incandescent pilot light, it is in series with the antenna. So that lights up in the way we have this hooked up. Then there's a key jack here if you want to use an external key, and you know, what you do is you just plug it in there like that, and we got a key here. It puts out a very nice clean note. There's no chirp, and I've made several dozen QSOs. One guy I talked to for over 2 hours on this thing the other night, and we had a real good QSO. So it's a plenty of power for maintaining communications. That was on 80 meters CW. Now that's, again, is the RS-6 transmitter and the RS-6 regulator. So I think that's about it. Thanks for watching.